fall of governments. The fall of nations and empires have always come about first by the disorganized spirit, the organized sentiment of those who make up the nation or the empire. The first class opposing, fighting against the other class seeking to deprive them of the essentials of life which are necessary for the good and well-being of all. The class that ruled in the past and the class that rule now in government are the people who have always provoked the spirit of those who are ruled. Hence you have social revolutions, civil strifes, which ultimately result in the downfall of the empire or the nation. What has happened in the past will happen again. I am not attempting to prophesy the destruction of any of those now existing empires or nations. But the empires and nations themselves are going to their own ruin. In Europe we hear of great industrial unrest. Laborers uniting themselves and marching to the representatives of governments, asking for better conditions to alleviate their suffering. Instead of representatives seeking to pacify and satisfy those who are in need, the representatives of such governments adopt a strong-arm policy to prosecute and persecute those who suffer and appeal for aid from the nation or the empire. What happens? The dissatisfied who are driven away by the majesty of the law go back to those who suffer with them and scatter throughout the nation or the empire the spirit of dissatisfaction that ultimately breaks out in civil strifes, social disorder, which in turn brings the downfall of the nation or the empire. People who rule, being selected by the masses of their own, forget when they come into power that they have an obligation to those who place them in authority, and through selfishness arrogate to themselves all that is good within the nation, to the exclusion of those who place them in their position of trust. Hence monopoly, industrial, commercial, and economics, which places power in the hands of the select few. And through the selfishness of the administration by the few, they cause the majority of the masses to exist always in want. Through this want, a spirit of dissatisfaction springs up amongst the people, and they, in their passion, seeking to correct the evil, tear down governments,